What is miniature painting? Why do we do it? Why do we buy more models when we have a bucket load of unpainted miniatures in the cupboard? Time for another Wonders Off discussion. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, today's discussion is inspired by the topic of what is miniature painting. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Right, I've got three topics I want to talk about in this video, so let's move straight into topic one. What is miniature painting? Okay, so if you've clicked this video to find out exactly what miniature painting is, I'm really hoping I'm going to be able to answer your questions in this video. However, if there's something that I don't cover which you need to find out about, then please feel free to put some comments down below, and I'm sure if I can't answer them, some of my viewers will be able to answer them for you as well. Okay, so miniature painting, what exactly is it? Well, of course, we're talking about painting something, and what we paint are little miniature sculpts. Now, these sculpts are usually handcrafted and then moulded and then reproduced in great quantities. Now, when you buy these little miniatures, they're usually unassembled and unpainted. And the idea is that you build the miniatures. Usually you have to do a little bit of clean-up on mould lines, and then once they're built, you can then start painting them. Now, the miniatures come in different materials, either metal, plastic or resin, or at least those are the popular three. Now, the actual sculpts themselves can literally be anything, but they're usually based around either historical, science fiction, fantasy based, or indeed anything else. And some of these models may include boats and aeroplanes, well, that's generally called scale model painting. Now, sometimes these miniatures can be just a bust where you get the shoulders and the head ready to paint, and then other times they can be the whole model from head to toe. Now, usually you get the whole model because the miniatures have an end use, and that generally is a game. So you can put them down on a table, on a board, and play a game with them. And that is going to bring me on to the topic of why do we do it? Okay, so why do we do miniature painting? Well, most of the time, as I said, these models, these miniatures are designed to be used in a game. Now, my particular game system that I use is Warhammer 40k, and that uses 28mm scaled models, and there is a whole massive gaming system with lots of different armies and lots of different rules where you can game with your buddies. And unlike a lot of board games, etc., when you buy your miniatures for Warhammer 40,000, they come not only unassembled but unpainted, and that is how I got into this particular hobby of ours of painting miniatures. Now, the other thing that I love about this hobby is meeting like-minded people, and I have done that either through the internet or through my local gaming group or my local gaming club. It's just amazing to meet those like-minded people who enjoy what you enjoy, where you can share stories of games that you've played, where you can share techniques that you've used to paint a particular thing. It's really, really awesome. And one thing that I've really noticed about this hobby, that it doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what sex you are. If you are into the hobby and I'm into the hobby, I find I get like an instant connection, like an instant understanding that we're on the same page, and that is a great experience to have in life. Now, not everyone, of course, enjoys painting miniatures, but it is fair to say I think a lot of us do have a hidden artistic streak. Now, I didn't start the hobby until I was 30, and I realised once I started painting these miniatures how much I enjoyed it, and how much I remember that when I was at school I did enjoy the artistic classes that we had there, and really when I left school I didn't really continue with any art as such. So I think that's why I fell in love with this hobby, because it allowed me to have an outlet for my artistic side. And just like any art, it's a fantastic way of relaxing. It's a fantastic way of being stress-free, to take the worries of your life away from you. You can zone out and you can paint, whether that's for 10 minutes, 20 minutes or 3 or 4 hours. However long you paint, it gives you a chance to relax and just stop thinking about the things that are going on around you. And I'm sure many people who do miniature painting will agree with me when I say that miniature painting is very therapeutic. Especially if you're having a really hard time in life, it really can take away your troubles, even if it's just for a little bit. And then, once you finish painting that miniature, wow, what a feeling it is, going from an unpainted plastic or metal model to a fully painted and finished model that you've painted yourself. It's just an awesome feeling. Now personally, once I finished a project, I don't necessarily get another project out straight away. I might reflect on that project for 1 or 2 days, have a little rest, and then get ready to paint the next one. And that really does bring me on to topic number 3. Why do we buy more models when we have a bucket load of them in the cupboard unpainted? Now there are many reasons why we buy new miniatures even though we've got a lot in the cupboard ready to paint. Reasons like a new model has just come out and we like the look of it, we want it. It could be that a new rule set has come out for a particular model that we don't have, and again, we really want it, so we buy it. Maybe we're going to take our army in a different direction, possibly buy some new models to change the style of the army, or maybe we're going to have a brand new army list and we want to get models for that particular list. Maybe there's a deal that's just too good to refuse, a box set that saves you loads of money. Maybe you find some models from eBay, a bargain set of models that you just can't refuse. There are many reasons why we buy new miniatures, even though we already have some to paint. Other reasons could be group builds that we join in where you might have to buy a model for that particular build. It might be that you've had a present or a gift for Christmas or your birthday and you feel obliged to get that painted first. Maybe you're a commission painter who paints models for money. You still have your models in the cupboard to paint, but you're painting for other people. But regardless of the reasons why we buy more models, even though we have a load to paint, it doesn't matter. And the reason for that is this, that this hobby is for life. It's a long-term commitment. And collecting models to paint in the future is all part and parcel of it. Maybe we'll never paint that model in the future, but hey, we might trade that model for something else in the future that maybe we might want. Now when I'm painting my miniatures, I'm always thinking to myself, what am I going to paint next? What is going to be my next project? It's very exciting. The hobby itself is very, very exciting. So if you are new to miniature painting and you've never done it before, I would seriously suggest that you give it a go. In actual fact, I have a series of videos that I made which you may find useful. It's called the Back to Basics series, and I go from taking your model from the box all the way up to finishing the model fully painted. I'll link you up to that playlist just there. Take a look if you're interested. In the meantime, if you are a miniature painter, let me know in the comments box below why you love painting miniatures. Beam me up.